Let me tell you something. Nobody tells young people your 20s and 30s are not for finding yourself, they're for building leverage. If you waste these decades, no motivation speech will save you later. No lottery ticket, no miracle investment, because time is the only asset you cannot refinance. Most people destroy their financial future before they're 35, and they don't even realize it. They think money problems come from bad luck. They don't. They come from bad decisions repeated daily. Here's the brutal truth. You don't get rich by earning more. You get rich by not being stupid for a very long time. And most people fail that test. They buy cars they don't own. They rent lifestyles they can't afford. They finance happiness on credit cards. That's not living. That's slow financial suicide. By the time they wake up, compounding is gone. And without compounding, you are finished. Let's talk about compounding, because this is where winners are separated from amateurs. Compounding is not exciting. It doesn't trend on social media. You can't flex it on Instagram, but it is the most powerful force in finance. Miss the first 10 years of compounding, and you lose everything. That's why your 20s and 30s matter more than any other time in your life. Not because you're special, but because time is on your side, if you don't waste it. Most people do. They confuse consumption with success. They think spending money means they're doing well. No, spending money just means money is leaving. Wealth is what you keep. Wealth is what works when you sleep. Wealth is silent. Now I'm going to give you the system, not theory, not motivation, a system, 5 things you must buy. And if you don't buy them early, you will pay for it later, with stress, regret, and dependence. Let's start with the first one. Buy first, the habit of investing, no excuses. If you don't invest automatically, you will not get rich, period. I don't care how smart you think you are. I don't care how ambitious you feel. If investing depends on your mood, you've already lost. Wealth is built on automation, not emotion. Every month, money must leave your account and go into investments before you touch it, before rent upgrades, before vacations, before entertainment, because whatever is left over will be wasted. Always start at $25, $500 a month, every month, no skipping, no, I'll make it up later. You won't. At 10% returns, that turns into over $3 million. Miss the first decade, you lose more than half of that. This is math, not opinion. Most people say, I'll start investing when I make more money. That's a lie, people. Tell themselves to stay comfortable. If you can't invest when you earn little, you won't invest when you earn more. Lifestyle inflation will eat it all. Winners invest first. Losers spend first. Decide which one you are. Buy second. Index funds, not your ego. Everyone thinks they're smarter than the market. They're not. Professional investors with teams, data, and experience barely beat the index. Most don't, and you think you'll do it between Netflix episodes? Please, index funds remove stupidity from the equation. They force discipline. They eliminate emotion. They crush ego. You buy the entire market and let capitalism do the work. 3 funds, that's it. U.S. stocks, international stocks, bonds, simple, boring, effective. If it sounds boring, good. Boring makes money, exciting loses money. Crypto hype, stock tips, once-in-a-lifetime opportunities. That's how amateurs go broke. Professionals play defense first, always. Buy third, skills that print money. Your portfolio means nothing if your income is weak. Income is the engine. Investments are the multiplier. In your 20s and 30s, your job is not comfort. Your job is earning power. If you're not actively increasing your value every year, you're falling behind. Learn skills people pay for: sales, negotiation, communication, tech, leadership. These skills don't expire. They compound. Spend $5,000 to earn $20,000 more per year. That's not an expense. That's dominance. Most people don't do this because it's uncomfortable. Learning is hard. Growth is inconvenient. So they stay average. Average income leads to average investing. Average investing leads to average life. That's the trap. Buy fourth, time, and defend IT violently. Time is more valuable than money. Anyone who tells you otherwise is broke. Every hour you waste in your 20s costs you years later. Every purchase should answer one question. Does this save time or steal it? Long commutes steal time. Endless entertainment steals time. Disorganization steals time. Efficiency buys freedom. Live close to work. Use tools that make you faster. Eliminate distractions. Most people drown in noise and wonder why they never move forward. Focus compounds. Buy fifth experiences that build real relationships. Here's where most financial advice gets this wrong. You're not a robot. If you save every dollar but destroy relationships, you'll be rich and miserable. Spend money on people who matter, shared experiences, memories that last, not status, not flexing, not strangers. Nobody cares what you drive. They care if you show up. Be cheap with stuff. Be intentional with people. That's how you build a wealthy life, not just a wealthy account. The final warning, you will look behind in your 20 seconds. That's normal. Your friends will have nicer things. They'll look successful. Let them. 10 years later, reality shows up. Most people choose approval now and poverty later. If you choose discipline now, you buy freedom later. That's the deal. And it's non-negotiable. Let's get something straight. Getting rich is not about doing 100 things right. It's about not doing a few catastrophic things wrong. Most people don't fail because they didn't invest. They fail because they bought garbage that drained their future. So now I'm going to tell you what never to buy in your 20 seconds and 30 seconds if you want to win, and I won't sugarcoat it. Don't buy new cars. New cars are financial napalm. The moment you drive it off the lot, it loses value. Not slowly, instantly. You are literally paying tens of thousands of dollars to feel important for a few months. Let me be clear. Cars are transportation, not investments. They produce nothing. They earn nothing. They depreciate every day. If you finance a car in your 20 seconds, you are stealing from your future self. Buy a reliable used car, pay cash, drive it until it's dead. Every dollar you don't waste on cars can compound for decades. People who lease cars every 3 years are not successful. They are renting the illusion of success. Don't buy a lifestyle you can't afford. This is the silent killer. Nice apartment, nice furniture, nice view, nice neighborhood, all financed by future regret. Housing should meet your needs, not your ego. If your rent is eating your income, your wealth is being strangled. Live modestly. Invest the difference. Nobody gives you a trophy for having granite countertops and commuting 2 hours a day to afford a lifestyle. That's insanity. You're trading time, energy, and growth for appearances. That trade always loses. Don't buy designer brands. Let me tell you a secret. Nobody important cares what brand you're wearing. Logos don't make you valuable. Skills do. Spending $1,000 on a jacket instead of investing it is one of the dumbest trades you can make. Buy functional clothes, spend a fraction, invest the rest. Luxury brands exist to extract money from insecure people. Don'd be one of them. Don't buy trends. Trends are traps. New gadgets, new apps, new hype. Every trend promises excitement. Most deliver regret. If something new comes out every year and you don't own it. It owns you. Keep your phone longer, keep your laptop longer, upgrade only when necessary. Innovation should improve productivity, not drain your bank account. Don't buy subscriptions you don't use. Subscriptions are financial leaks. $10 here, $15 there, $20 somewhere else. They feel small, they're not. Over decades, subscriptions steal hundreds of thousands of dollars. Cancel ruthlessly. If you don't use it weekly, kill it. Your future net worth depends on discipline in small things. Don't buy convenience every day. Convenience is expensive. Eating out constantly, daily coffee purchases, food delivery out of laziness. Occasional convenience is fine. Habitual convenience is financial decay. Cooking at home isn't about deprivation. It's about control. Small savings repeated for decades become massive wealth. Never buy debt. This is the big one. Debt is the enemy of freedom. Every dollar of interest you pay is money that could have compounded for you. Credit card debt is poison. Car loans are stupidity. Lifestyle debt is financial slavery. Debt locks you into jobs you hate. It limits your options. It steals your future. The only acceptable debt is modest housing and education that increases earning power. Everything else is a trap. Why most people ignore this? Because it's uncomfortable, because discipline isn't sexy, because delayed gratification hurts. Your friends will look richer than you. They'll drive better cars, live in better places. Let them. They're spending tomorrow's freedom today. You're building real wealth. The social pressure trap. Most people don't go broke from bad math. They go broke from comparison. They want approval. They want validation. They'd rather look successful than be successful. That mindset guarantees failure. You must be willing to look average now to live extraordinary later. That's the price of admission. The truth nobody tells you. Your 20s and 30s are supposed to feel tight. If they don't, you're probably doing it wrong. Discomfort now buys dominance later. Comfort now buys regret. Set the trajectory. Avoid the garbage. Avoid the debt. Avoid the lifestyle trap. Stick to the 5 smart buys, and you won't just be richer than your peers. You'll be free while they're still trapped. Now let's talk about the part nobody sees coming, the gap. Not the small gap in your 20 seconds, not the annoying gap in your 30 seconds. I'm talking about the unstoppable gap that forms in your 40 seconds and 50 seconds when it's too late for most people to fix their mistakes. This is where discipline turns into domination. The 2-person scenario, 2 people, same age, same income, same starting point, no excuses. Let's call them person A and person B. Person A does what most people do. Person B does what winners do. Ages 25 to 35. The invisible decade. Person A leases a new car, upgrades apartments, eats out constantly, saves what's left nothing, saves 700 bash, lives modestly, invests $600 to $700 every month, builds high-income skills. At 35, person A looks ahead, nicer stuff, better lifestyle. Person B looks boring. But here's the truth. Person A has debt. Person B has assets. The gap has started, but it's quiet. Ages 35 to 45, the wake to up decade. This is where panic begins. Person A, income rises, lifestyle rises faster, still living paycheck to paycheck, no real investments, constant financial stress. Person B, skills mature, income jumps, investments compound, options appear. At 45, person A wonders, how did time go so fast? Person B starts asking, do I even need this job? This is when people realize the system is rigged. It's not rigged. They just ignored it. Ages 45 to 55, the point of no return. This is where reality hits. Person A, trapped in work, health declining, retirement anxiety, regret setting in. Person B, portfolio working harder than they do. Income optional, time freedom, financial confidence, same starting point, same economy, different choices. The compounding curve, compounding is slow at first, then it explodes. Most people quit before the explosion. They say it's not working. They stop right before it works. Winners stay boring long enough for magic to happen. Why people fail? Because they want results now. They want the reward before the work. They want comfort before security. That order never works. Success is rented, and rent is due every day. Miss payments? You're evicted from the top. The role of income skills. Here's something critical. Investing alone won't save you if your income stays weak. Person B doesn't just invest, they increase earnings. Every raise increases contributions. Every skill multiplies impact. That's how the gap accelerates. The psychological shift. At some point, something changes. Person B stops worrying about money, not because they're reckless, but because they're prepared. Person A starts worrying constantly, not because they're lazy, but because they waited too long. Money stress doesn't come from income. It comes from lack of control. The hardest truth. You don't catch up later. There is no I'll fix it in my 40s. You can't replace lost time. You can't recreate missed compounding. The earlier you start, the fewer sacrifices you make. Delay costs everything. This is why your 20s and 30s matter, not because you'll earn the most, but because time works for you. Waste it, and it works against you. Use it, and it becomes unstoppable. The final math, consistent investing, rising income, no debt, time on your side, that combination is unbeatable. There is no shortcut that beats it, no trend that replaces it, no motivation that substitutes for it. The choice, you either endure discipline now or endure regret later. There is no third option. End of part 3. If you're ready for the final close, say, continue. Part 4, next. Elite mindset, discipline psychology, and a powerful 10-minute closing monologue. Most people never lose because they lack intelligence. They lose because they lack discipline. They know what to do. They've heard it before. They've read the books, watched the videos, nodded along, and then they do nothing. That's the real enemy. Not ignorance, but comfort. Comfort keeps you average. Comfort tells you to wait. Comfort convinces you that tomorrow is guaranteed. It isn't. Your future is being decided right now, not later, not when you get the raise, not when the market feels safer, not when life slows down. Right now, every paycheck is a vote. Every purchase is a decision. Every habit is a direction, and directions compound. Most people drift. They let their environment decide for them. Friends, trends, pressure, expectations. That's how they end up exactly where everyone else is, struggling, stressed, dependent. Winners don't drift. They decide early, and they decide once. They automate discipline so they don't have to rely on motivation. They remove emotion from money. They play offense with income and defense with spending. They don't look rich. They become rich. And here's the part people don't like to hear. You will feel behind in your 20s. That's the price. You will feel different. That's the advantage. You will say no when others say yes. You will invest when others spend. You will delay pleasure while others chase it. And for a while, it will look like you're losing. You're not. You were planting roots while others decorate branches. Time exposes everything. 10 years from now, the cars are gone, the clothes are forgotten, the trends are dead, but assets remain, skills remain, freedom remains. That's when the switch happens. Money stops being a source of stress. Choices appear. Work becomes optional, not because you were lucky, because you were disciplined. And let me be very clear. This is not about deprivation. This is about intention. You're not saying no forever. You're saying no now so you can say yes later, yes to time, yes to security, yes to options most people never get. Most people will never experience financial peace, not because it's impossible, but because they won't do what's required. They want results without restraint, wealth without waiting, freedom without sacrifice. That equation has never worked. Real wealth is built quietly, slowly, relentlessly. It's built when no one is watching, when no one is clapping, when no one understands why you're different. And that's fine, because approval doesn't pay dividends. Discipline does. So here's the decision. You can continue doing what most people do and end up where most people end up, or you can commit today to a different path, automate your investing, own the market, increase your earning power, protect your time, spend on what matters, not what impresses. Do that consistently, without excuses, without emotion, without comparison. And one day, not overnight, but inevitably, you'll look around and realize something has changed. You're no longer chasing money. Money is working for you. You're no longer worried about the future. You're prepared for it. You're no longer trying to look successful. You are successful. That's the payoff. Not flash, not noise, freedom. And it starts with your next decision. Make it count.